अस्सलामुअलैकुम दोस्तों, वेलकम है आप सभी का मेरे यूट्यूब चैनल पर। आज की वीडियो में मैं आपको बताने वाला हूँ केल के बारे में। लेकिन वीडियो को शुरू करने से पहले आप तमाम व्यूअर्स से एक ही दरख्वास्त है, चैनल पर नए आए हैं और अभी तक चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया तो सब्सक्राइब कर दें और बेल नोटिफिकेशन के बटन को प्रेस कर दें ताकि आपको तमाम नई आने वाली वीडियोज़ का नोटिफिकेशन मिलता रहे। बढ़ते हैं वीडियो की तरफ। Kale or leaf cabbage belongs to a group of cabbage cultivars grown for their edible leaves. Although some are used as ornamentals, kale plants have green or purple leaves, and the central leaves do not form a head as with headed cabbage. Kales are considered to be closer to wild cabbage than most of the many domesticated forms of Brassica oleracea. Now I want to tell you about its etymology. Kale originates from northern Middle English. Kale compare Scots Kyle and German Kohl for various cabbages. The ultimate origin is Latin Caulis cabbage. History. Kale originated in the eastern Mediterranean and Anatolia, where it was cultivated for food beginning by 2000 BCE at the latest. Curly leaved varieties of cabbage already existed along with flat leaved varieties in Greece in the 4th century BC. These forms, which were referred to by the Romans and Sabellian kale, are considered to be the ancestors of modern kales. The earliest record of cabbages in Western Europe is of hard-heading cabbage in the 13th century. Records in 14th century England distinguish between hard-heading cabbage and loose leaf kale. Russian kale was introduced into Canada and then into the United States by Russian traders in the 19th century. USDA botanist David Fairchild is credited with introducing kale and many other crops to Americans. Having brought it back from Croatia, although Fairchild himself disliked cabbages, including kale, at the time kale was widely grown in Croatia mostly because it was easy to grow and inexpensive and could desalinate soil. For most of the 20th century, kale was primarily used in the United States for decorative purposes. It became more popular as an edible vegetable in the 1990s due to its nutritional value. During World War II, the cultivation of kale and other vegetables in the UK was encouraged by the Dig for Victory campaign. The vegetable was easy to grow and provided important nutrients missing from a diet because of rationing. Cultivation. Kale is usually an annual plant grown from seed with a wide range of germination temperatures. It is hardy and thrives in winter time and can survive in temperatures as below as minus 15 degrees centigrade Celsius. Kale can become sweeter in taste after a heavy frost. If we talk about its cultivars, one may differentiate between kale varieties according to the low, intermediate, or high length of the stem, along with the variety of leaf types. The leaf colors range from light green to dark green and violet green to violet brown. Classification by leaf type. Curly leaf Scots kale, blue curled kale, bumpy leaf black cabbage, better known by its Italian translation cavolo nero, and also known as Tuscan cabbage, Tuscan kale, lacinato, and dinosaur kale. Plain leaf, flat leaf types like red Russian and white Russian kale, leaf and spare, or feathery type leaf, a cross between curly and plain leaf. And the last one is ornamental, which means less palatable and tougher leaves. Because kale can grow well into winter, one variety of rape kale is called hungry gap. After the period in winter in traditional agriculture, when little else could be harvested, an extra tall variety is known as Jersey kale or Ko cabbage. Cayenne or Chinese kale is a cultivar often used in Chinese cuisine. In Portugal, the bumpy leaved kale is mostly called couve galega, Galician kale, or Portuguese cabbage. Ornamental kale. Many varieties of kale and cabbage are grown mainly for ornamental leaves that are brilliant white, red, pink, lavender, blue, or violet in the interior of the roast. The different types of ornamental kale are peacock kale, coral prince, Camon coral queen, color up kale, and chidori kale. Ornamental kale is as edible as any other variety, but potentially not as palatable. Kale leaves are increasingly used as an ingredient for vegetable bouquets and wedding bouquet. उम्मीद करता हूँ दोस्तों ये वीडियो आपको पसंद आई होगी और आपके लिए इन्फॉर्मेटिव रही होगी। वीडियो को ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लाइक करें, दोस्तों के साथ शेयर करें और कमेंट सेक्शन में कमेंट करें। मिलते हैं ऐसे किसी नेक्स्ट वीडियो में, तब तक के लिए अपना ख्याल रखें और मुझे दें इजाज़त। अल्लाह हाफिज़।